Hey guys, Jay here. We got another cool video today. Got multiple comments on how much wood do we burn in a season with an outdoor wood boiler. So that's what we're going to cover today. So stick around and find out how much wood a Central Boiler Classic CL6048 outdoor wood furnace uses to heat a 3,000 square foot home with 6 heating zones, a radiant floor heating zone, and also domestic hot water. So there's a decent load on the machine, so we're going to walk around and I'm going to show you the wood sheds and how much wood I used. So stick around. This will be pretty neat. I get questions all the time. How much wood do I use? How much wood do I burn? So we're going to do that today. So for those of you just joining us, if you haven't seen any other videos and you're new to the channel, this is my outdoor wood boiler. Basically how this works is there's a water jacket in there. You get a fire going inside, and the hot water is pumped into the home through underground insulated PEX piping, and then it ties into your heating system. You can do existing boiler, you can do forced hot air, you can do all kinds of. We have radiant baseboard heating and a radiant floor heat grid pattern. So this is the machine, and I'm going to show you, and we're going to calculate roughly how much wood we used. So this is the first wood shed I burned. It restocked it since, because I've had a few nice days. So we're gonna actually get the measurements on this wood shed and then write it down, and we'll calculate at the end the total square footage of wood we used. This is gonna be the second. This one we used entirely. So why don't we measure the inner dimensions of this. These wood sheds were completely full, stacked right to the top. So why don't we get a measurement on the size of this. Now this was my kind of catch-all corral filled with pieces of wood that didn't stack that nicely. We still have some remnants in here, so pieces like this, real knotty, kind of like not stuff that doesn't stack well in the wood sheds. So this is kind of just burn it while I can until the snow covers it. So I'd say we have about 1 row left. These are 4 by 4. There's 4 of them here. So technically this is a 4 cord wood shed, because this should be 8 feet wide. Let me see. Yeah, this is roughly 8 feet wide, and they're 4 feet tall. So we'll call it 3, I'd say 3 cords in here, just to be safe. It wasn't stacked. Why is this tape measure? Sorry. It wasn't stacked completely nice. It was just kind of thrown in there. So I'd say roughly 3 cords came out of here, maybe 2.5. We're gonna go with probably 2.5. As you can see, I stacked pretty high, so this wood shed. All right, the next wood shed, we were just there. The next wood shed was here. This was all pine kindling. As you can see, there's 2 rounds in there that I moved over. This was just used to just kind of get the fire going in early and late season wood. I used all the good hard maples and oaks during the heavy heating season. So this was stacked to the top with kindling. So let's measure 1 and then times it by 2, because they're both the same skid. All right, moving right along. Now we had this corral here, so we can measure this. This had pine in it. I get a lot of pine. People call me, people have pine. I don't really care for it, but I can burn it in the machine. It's not my favorite, but this was full, so we'll measure this too. Luckily, we saved 2 rows in here and this full wood shed. This is all full of cherry seasoned. This will all be perfectly seasoned. We got cherry in here, we got maple in here, we got birch. Look at this birch. That bark's just peeling off. Look at that. Nice and seasoned. Oaks, maples, birches. This one's completely full. So let's continue on. So this is the very last woodshed we pulled from. This had a lot of poplar in it. Let me show you. A lot of big pieces of poplar I got on the other side of town here. So let's see here. This fell over, almost took my leg out one night. So let's see, we got this row and that row, which probably equals one row. So we'll measure this open space here in one row, and then we'll calculate how much wood we finally used. So let's measure this out. So one thing to keep in mind before we calculate the final number, hold on, sorry, some bikes are going by. Oh, good. Speaking of that, I got my bike week shirt on. We have a big house, 3,000 square foot house. We have a newborn. I have a 3-month-old, so we have to keep our side at least 70. I'm home during the day, I work nights, and my wife works during the day, so that side of the house is at 70. I live with my in-laws too. They're older, so we keep the heat up for them too. So basically we're keeping a 3,000 square foot home heated at an average temperature about, call it 65, and we have the 6 heating zones, the radiant floor heating zone, and then the hot water for showers and all that fun stuff. So why don't we calculate the final number? I'm not going to calculate it on camera because I'm not good at math. So let's calculate the final number and then let you guys know. We'll give you an answer. Okay, so just calculating here, we started October 19th was the heating season. It is, call it April 1st. It's actually, what day is it? It's the 31st. So what did I say? So October 19th to April 1st. Rough calculations, it's not these aren't perfect stacks of wood. We're burning, if you watch any other video, we burn very large logs. They're not perfectly square, so using a cord measurement is accurate, but it's kind of not. So I came up with roughly 12 cords of wood for 23 weeks. That's 161 days of heating, and it's not a perfect measurement. I'd say it's probably more around like 10. Calculation is, it's not a perfect 4 by 4 by 8 square I'm using to measure, so I think that's about right. Maybe that's going by just square footage. So I calculate the square footage, as you saw, the square footage of each woodshed, divide that by 128, which is your standard cord, which is 4 by 4 by 8. The wood we burn isn't exactly, this isn't exactly your fireplace log, so they take up more space. I had a lot of cedar fencing and a lot of cedar fence posts. So pure wood, I would say probably about 8-9 cords of wood. I would say a few of these sheds we calculated was full of the fencing and the cedar. So I just want to give that video again. Let me say something, because people are probably going to be crazy about 9 cords in 23 weeks. It's not the most efficient machine. It's an older machine, but it was here on the homestead. We're going to utilize it. All the wood you see here, I get for free. For Craigslist or windfalls, or just driving around, you know, asking people if I see a tree down in their yard, if I can have it. A lot of this, all of this, I got for free, and some I actually get from my land. The new machines are supposed to be double the efficiency, so now we're talking 6 cords a season if I got the new gasification system, so that's doable. But just wanted to give you this video. Let me know what you guys think. Again, it's an older machine. It's not super efficient, but it heat a 3,000 square foot home with 6 heating zones at basically 70 degrees all winter. So that's a lot of heat draw. It's a lot of heat needed. So I'm Jay. Hope you guys liked the video. We'll see you next time.